All right, we've got a service call here to a doctor's office, actually. And they have some type of drain problem. And so they've already got somebody making repairs to the ceiling. And we need to go in here and see what we can do about fixing the drain issues from the air conditioners. So let's take a look. Pretty nice work area. Don't think you could ask for better. So both of these have drain issues. As we can see, this one well, we got water in the pan for one. We have a silly easy trap. Don't know why people like those. And somebody cut the wire from the pan float switch and wired in the easy trap. How about that? Well, we all have our opinions. So I'm going to cut those out. And honestly, the Hyperion train, these TAM type air handlers are positive pressure on the coil. Don't really absolutely have to have a P-trap. I am going to put P-traps in them, but you don't have to have it. And just looking at this one, where it elbows comes over here and then goes out, I see a lot of the slope here. You're using up all of your fall on the first 8 foot, so I'm going to raise that up and put a little more on them next 2 elbows going out, repipe it, flush it out, throw away the easy trap, and either replace or hook back up this. Let's see what they've done on the, both of them have put water spots on the ceiling. So we got to definitely make sure. Oh Lord, looks like the same thing over here. Yep, and they cut the so there you have it. That actually looks pretty good. Block something right there to raise that up a little bit. So anyway, let's cut them all loose and flush them out and make sure the drains are in really good, clear condition. And then we'll pipe them back in my way and hit the road, go to the next one. Here's one. Looks like for years there's been crap coming out of it. And I'd say this one might not be flowing well. It might be clogged a bit. So we're going to be careful before we flush that with any pressure, because we know what can happen if it doesn't flow out well. And this other one over here actually was draining a little while ago. I think I'll put a fitting on it. But other than that, I'm not afraid to flush it, so let's go up here and see what we can do. First thing I'm going to do, get rid of all the water. And of course I'm going to get rid of this silliness here. So I talked to the owner of the building. He had some questions, and in the process he told me who had been here doing the work, and you know, that kind of explained everything from my position. I didn't really say much, but that certainly told us why things are done so differently than we think they ought to be anyway. Everybody's got their opinions. I mean, there's a lot of people that like these, and that's fine. That's up to them. They can like them all they want. See if I can cut this close enough to where I can use it. Can. Oh boy, look at that. So, I don't know what that is. But we are certainly going to find out. So I'd say we're going to see a bunch of that on the ground outside after we take our handy dandy bad to the bone Milwaukee super duper drain flush kit that we put together. I just noticed forgot to cut that disconnect off, and I really don't know why, but some bozo has the high voltage wire laying down in the water in the drain pan. Tell you, you really get some brilliant people as contractors out here. All right, let's get the rest of this water out. too bad. There's a little DC2 is something right there. So let's put this thing back together. We're going to have plenty of fall on the pipe. And I'll do what I'm fixing to do to the end of it down here. So I'm going to come here and raise this up, which will give us more, and it just runs straight out. I do not have any fear of double trapping here. It's just that we're used up all of the fall there and very little here. So I'm going to change that. So all I'm really going to do, instead of unscrewing this, they've got it all masticed up, is I'm just going to fold this up as I see fit. And drive another screw or two in it. And I may come over here and add some type of hanger as well. We're just going to make this where it is optimized. And we still have plenty. If you look down across the bottom of the air handler, still have plenty of fall to this first elbow. And now what that's going to do is allow me to raise this one up a little bit as well. So, not real easy to get in here. Oh geez, somebody nailed that. So, just fold it up. And put a screw in it thusly. And that way we just increased greatly the amount of continuous fall. Whereas it looked to me like that 2x4 over there was causing a hump in it. So let's get a screw in it here. Okay. Now that's much better. As we raise that up, and you can see going straight across there, we're not going to have a hump right there on that 2x4, which it looked to me like we definitely did. There's the one they cut out of it. To begin with. So obviously the goal is going to be not to leave here until we see both of them dripping water outside. And one more thing we want to do is test that float switch and verify that it is working. Wired this in at, I don't know if they've wired it into the yellow or wired it into the red, but obviously if it's into the red, everything will stop. If it's into the yellow, I'll be able to hear the refrigerant flow stop. So notice there's no ball here. I should have looked at that. Okay, so it's plain to see that this is the one we flushed out, because you can see all the stuff that we flushed out of it. Don't know what all that is. Don't think I really want to know. Stick a fitting on there. Just makes it a little easier for us to service and hook our vacuum to and so forth in the future. Well, we got all of that out of there. You saw we probably, oh, I don't know, flushed at least, what, 4 or 5 gallons through it. At least that's what it looked like, the pan plus that, at least a gallon in that pail. So this is the one we're going to start on now. The gum rose bushes have stickers on them. So I don't like a straight out pipe like that. I just don't like it. So I'm going to put this on there. And then we'll come back out here and look here after we flush it and see what we get out of that one as well. This thing's probably still good, but I absolutely do not trust it. So we're going to put a new one on it. It's got a little arrow on the top. Boy. I don't know if this is child-proof or Ted-proof. I think it's been closed too long. And that's why it's so aggravating. Stick a couple of these in there. So and that little stuff that takes, what was that, 5, 6, 7 minutes? I don't know exactly how long that took, but that little stuff just to run the wire all the way back into the cabinet and not leave the wire nuts out here. Put the grommets back in the air handler to where the air leakages are helped somewhat sealed up. Those little things, you know, that just take a few minutes, just leave a better, cleaner job. So, you new guys that are watching that, that's the kind of stuff you want to do. And your boss happens to go behind you unexpectedly one day and look what he sees. Neat work. Okay. This side has the similar issues. So we're going to use the, boy, we see it dripping right out of the cabinet right there. Wonder what that's all about. This thing can't be clogged. Or at least it doesn't look like it. One of those handy dandy little brushes that seem to always get gone if I have any in my bag. Which should not happen to me for quite a while, because my buddy Shannon, I wear my sunglasses at night. It's nice enough to pick me up a few of them and send them to me. And he also, if I can see where it is, he also personalized them for me. So when my guys grabbed them, I could retrieve them and prove they were mine. He managed to write my name on them there. I don't know if you can see that. But that was real nice of Shannon Knight. He sent me about 3 of these in a mail envelope not too long ago when he heard me on a video complaining about how my guys got into the stash I had and grabbed them. And I carry on about that, but I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, my guys wouldn't take something from me that they didn't need. So I'm not about to deny them taking them. I would just like to get it returned. Doesn't always happen. And as you can see, we've got water dripping out of the cabinet. I'm going to say this is clogged right there because I can feel something up in there. But I'm going to go ahead and use this gallon of water here to flush this line outside. That's how long it takes to pump a gallon through it. So, pretty much tells you the rate of speed that thing works at. So, I'm gonna open this up and see why it's dripping. But that ain't helping. A couple of those, whoops. A couple of those in there. While we're at it. But gotta figure out and I even opened the door for you to complain about our designs. Obviously, doesn't bother me for you to complain. Hello, this is Ted Cook.
Hi, Ted. This is Brian. Very good. All right, I'll gather that information and I'll get it over to you. Okay?
All right, well, I'd love to hear back from you, and I hope you have a great day.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, this is Ted Cook.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. My name's Aaron Lapkin. I work for ADP here in the Upstate. How you doing?
Good. How about yourself, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Looking forward to the weekend, as I'm sure you are as well.
Who is ADP and what do y'all do?
Basically, ADP is a payroll software company. I help a lot of small businesses around Greenville and Spartanburg help with their back-end procedures like payroll, HR, and workers' comp. And the software that I sell is typically for the person who's in charge of payroll. I'd imagine that's you. Is that correct?
No.
Who's the one in charge of payroll at the heating and cooling?
Well, we have an accountant and a bookkeeper that takes care of all those things for us. It's beyond my pay grade, and that's all on staff in-house, so we're not going to need your help with that. But I do appreciate your call, sir, and I hope you have a great day.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, that's enough of the phone ringing. So there you can see the typical phone calls that come are a DIY guy and a telemarketer. Right in a row. So, the DIY guy seemed pretty nice. You never know, he may make a customer one day. And even if not, I'll be glad to help him out, answer questions for him. Not really going to tell him how to do anything. I'm not gonna get involved in all that. You start telling them how to do the job, and then when it doesn't go right, they all of a sudden think that has something to do with what you told them to do. So definitely not going to tell them how to do anything, but if they want to watch videos and try to do whatever I do on the video, that's on them. All right, while we're waiting for the 5-minute delay, I thought I'd walk down here and see if we can see what we flushed out of this one. Probably a pretty good mess too. Yep. You can see all that mess. So when you're waiting for the 5 minutes, it seems like an hour. Oh, it's running now. Let's see. The only other thing I wanted to do over here, you can see how much fall we've got. I don't know how well it's showing on the camera, but we're going to prop it up with something permanent. Okay. All right, it's been running another 12 to 15 minutes, I'd say. And the drip has stopped out of the door there, out of the cabinet. So we're okay. And I strapped up the line right there to the back of the return plenum. I didn't have a problem doing that because I see the return plenum itself is also strapped up, probably because it's so long. So just walk back up here one more time to make absolutely sure we're not dripping out of the cabinet anymore, and we're not. So we're going to go ahead and leave this. And that strap there got us off of both of those pieces of wood. I did not add a T to this one, a vent T. I saw no possibility of double trapping here either. So we should be good. All right, we got 2 more today. We better get going.
You talked to him?
Yeah.
He seems like a real nice brother.
Yeah, he was all right. Get all that oatmeal on the ground. All right, let's go.